can see why a lot of people like the Mortal Kombat games now, and after watching this movie, there is a lot of things that I like, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that I don't like. And I'm gonna talk more about it right after this. What up, fellas? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Henry, and today we're going to be reviewing Mortal Kombat, but not the new one, not the 2021, the old one. And the reason why is because since the new one is coming out next week, I kind of want to prepare myself watching, kind of like getting the vibes of Mortal Kombat as well as what to expect for the new one. And after watching this, I kind of did like it. Now it is cheesy, it is hokey, it's like some scenes, some parts are like cringy as hell, but like I actually did like this film. So this movie was directed by Paul Anderson, and I don't really know much about like the other movies he made. I'm just gonna have him some here, and if you have any more, I'll probably have them right here. The main idea is that this movie is based off the game Mortal Kombat, and the game was inspired by the movie Enter the Dragon from Bruce Lee, and so this is why this movie kind of has the same plot and storyline as Enter the Dragon. Speaking about the plot, I like in the film. It's simple, you know, group of people come together, go into like the fight into this tournament called Mortal Kombat. Except now there's like some like supernatural stuff. Like literally some of like the setups for this movie was kind of like, you could tell like, yeah, I'm getting some Enter the Dragon type of vibes. Especially when they're getting on the boat and like how you got that cool Johnny Cage type of character who has like all this luggage. Just like you can definitely tell like, okay, some things they got from Enter the Dragon. I also like how in the beginning of the film, basically, since they don't get like a lot of time to actually introduce these characters, especially the main one like Sonya, Johnny Cage, you don't have like a lot of like scenes. They only get like literally one scene, and you have to make most out of that one scene. And I actually do think they did pretty good in introducing these characters. Like the way they act, like, you could definitely tell, like especially Johnny Cage. Like when he was like just on screen, I'm like, dude, that's hella Johnny Cage. The only one that felt really weird was Raiden. I'm like, dude, like having Christopher Lambert as Raiden. I mean, I like what they did with his voice. I mean, they gave him like an electricity voice, which, I mean, again, makes it cheesy, but I mean, I thought it was cool.
I don't think so.
And one thing that was always in my mind, like, wait, why isn't he fighting? He's a fighter in the game. Why isn't he fighting? I mean, he has so much powers, and yet he doesn't want to help out the other people, like his other, I guess, teammates. The only time he actually did help him was to stop a group of like guards from attacking them. But I mean, even then, like, that's it. You know, when they all got killed, I guess you can't just like jump in when two people are fighting. But still, maybe he could be like, here, I'll take on Guru, or I'll take on someone. Well, I guess he's not supposed to fight, but especially there's like a lot of scenes with Raiden that did feel a lot of heavy exposition, as well as with Katana, and they like also those scenes were like really like a lot of like explain this, a lot of exposition, and it could drag on. So I think if they were to cut some of those scenes out and maybe replace them with like more character building scenes, like two characters actually having them to develop rather than explaining, like having them like essentially talk about things that we probably didn't know, giving them much more of a background, and I think that would make the film overall great.
Yeah, it is. Because I can't let what happened to art happen to you. Not to you.
The editing, some scenes were a great example would be towards the middle of how like there's like this one match. And then like usually after a match, you like take like a couple minutes break, and then you go to the second one, or one match, then the second one.
Get over here!
Then the third one.
Yeah, study this!
Then another one, like, dude, whoa. Like, let's put some scenes in there to like take a break. But no, take a break, film. Take a break from the action. And speaking about the action, one thing I love is the action. Like, you could definitely tell, like, the choreography within this film is freaking amazing. Like, when they actually throw kicks, you feel like they're throwing kicks. When they throw a punch, you feel like they're throwing a punch. And it's not like overly long, and it's not like CGI dumb fast. It's actually really practical. Like, I Another thing that I actually don't like, and this probably is the main thing I kind of really don't like, and I think this would have made this movie more amazing. They needed that gore. They needed that gruesome gore, bloody. Like, I'm thinking more like that the Evil Dead Sam Raimi type of like gruesome, just like having like just putting like fake blood and just like literally having that type of like over the top gruesome. I think that would have made this film even much more amazing. So yeah, this movie was rated PG-13, and so that's why they didn't really have a lot of blood and gruesomeness. And I'm like, I guess you could make the argument if this was rated R, then a lot of those teenagers that did enjoy the game wouldn't be able to see the movie. But okay, I guess I can understand why it was PG-13. But I feel like now you need to make it rated R. I don't think this film that's coming out next week is going to be rated R, and that's gonna suck. But one thing I do also love is the sets. These sets looks awesome. Like, they actually build these sets, and you can tell that they actually feel like the sets from the game, especially the final round where you see Liu Kang versus Samsung. But those two, and the last fight, basically the last round in the tournament, I think that location, like, I'm like, ooh, awesome, great. As well as there are also like a lot of like callbacks, such as like the spikes and like some of the lines like finish him, and flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
And the guy who actually plays the main villain, I'm not gonna say his name because it would be really hard to pronounce, but dude, like the performance of these actors, like you could tell that they tried, but the over-end product felt like, again, cheesy and campy. But I still love it. You could tell they actually had fun doing this, and I mean, I would have fun too. Doing some of these all like weird stuff, like wait, I gotta be like two characters. Johnny Cage, he's really funny. Like if you like the person who's playing Johnny Cage, he actually was really funny. It's not like, you know, forced dumb comedy. It's more of like literally. Even from the first scenes, you could definitely tell like this guy is really, he's kind of like he's an a-hole. He's kind of like an a-hole. He like, you know, he knows, he's egotistical. He knows everything, and so I thought that was really cool. I don't know about a lot of people, like some people who review this movie, they don't like how Gru looks. I actually love the way he looks. He looks real and it's scary and menacing, and like, you know, having that animatronic practical effect. I love the way he looks. And I mean, the movie coming out next week, I mean, there was that one shot where he does look like CGI. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of hoping practical effects.
You immortal will be no problem. I'll crush him in one blow.
All right. Let's dance.
The music wasn't really that memorable. I mean, obviously the theme song from the game is in this film, and every time you hear that theme song, you're just like, alright, regains some action. But other than that, like some sound choices, I'm like, okay, it was okay. But also like special effects, especially with Reptile, I'm like, dude, that is, it looks so terrible. But I mean, it looks really bad. But speaking about the fights, my favorite fight is actually not the last one. It's actually Reptile versus Liu Kang. Those, I'm like, they literally stole the screen. When they fought, I'm like, these guys are fighting and they really just want to kill each other, and I dig it. So like I said, there's a lot of things that I did enjoy. I did enjoy, of course, the action. Freaking amazing. I did enjoy some like the locations and where they filmed, where they shot some scenes. Those shots were like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. Like lighting, as well as like the actual sets that they built for these scenes. I thought those were amazing. However, there were several scenes that were a lot of expositions, and as well as the effects were bad. The music, other than the theme, like it was okay, but nothing too memorable. But I still had fun watching this movie, especially in the 90s. Like in the 90s, this is the best video game adaptation of a film, or video game made into a movie. The best one. I'm gonna give the 1995 Mortal Kombat a B. a lot of fun watching this movie, and I think you guys will have fun watching this movie. And if you haven't watched it, make sure to check it out. I highly recommend it. You should definitely just watch it once, experience the whole campy, cheesy vibes, and that's pretty much it, because we're out of here.